Welcome back to the Momentous Mind YouTube channel. So this program set, or this playlist that I'm going to create, is different than all of my other playlists, and this is actually more of a passion to me than anything. This is more about the momentous mind and where that came from. So momentous mind came to me after 2020, 2021, 2022, towards the end of 2023, when we started to emerge from all these weird happenings in the globe. And this is where the book emerged. The book emerged from this place of working with people over and over and over again in the space of ayahuasca through this shamanic tradition that comes from the Shipibo culture. And what I started to notice after working with people night after night after night, and week after week, and month after month, year, was that there was so much potential to genuinely heal. Everybody has this unlimited potential to become anything they truly desire, to really feel healed, to really feel peace, joy, whatever it is. And there are these things that are limiting our being from truly experiencing that. Now, as I started to research or started to investigate more and more and more with my clients what these things were, I started to realize that they were narratives, they were stories that were created. And now what's super fascinating to me is that these stories didn't just show up as a list of words or ideas that this person believed. These stories would show up as gremlins or demons or blockages in the person's life. These stories would become insurmountable walls or tasks that felt completely beyond the person's capabilities. And these would manifest inside the body as illnesses, or inside the mind as anxieties or depression. And it's because of these narratives, these countercurrents of narratives, that a lot of people are unable to go to the next level in themselves personally. So after investigating these narratives further, there was this inner-outer kind of investigation. It wasn't just like me investigating these inward narratives that were starting to block people, but there were these outward, very strong narratives that really started to create a boundary for humanity, a boundary for human beings to fully experience the true unlocked potential of the mind. Let me give an example. I remember in high school, I was in a biology class, and we were asking about the smartest people in the world, and this whole idea of humanity only uses 20% of their brain, or that's like a large percent, or 15% maybe max. And I remember it stuck in my brain in such a way that I was like, that doesn't make sense. Like, everybody on this planet only uses 15% of their brain, maybe up to 20%. Like, the geniuses only use like 25% of their brain. And I think for me, that was the beginning of seeing where narratives kind of build structures inside of our minds. We will never achieve X, Y, or Z because there is this cap on the mind. And this research for me is really starting to uncover like what these caps are. So in my time in the jungle, I spent a lot of time talking to the Shipibo and asking them stories about their ancestors and asking them the stories about the beginnings of their culture and where all of this really emerged. And a lot of their stories go back to these figures in their culture called Muraya. And Muraya in Shipibo means someone who has sought and found. It's like the very highest level of this tradition. They are very intelligent. They say they are complete libraries of knowledge. But these Muraya could, in their stories, disappear. They could turn into animals. They could control the weather. And it was such a fascinating aspect to me. So I always asked my teacher, well, then why aren't there more Muraya now? And he would say, well, people are more distracted than ever. And especially within the culture, like with telephones coming in and technology and schooling and all these things coming into their culture, it's diverting the attention from these deeper ancestral wisdoms of unlocking the mind, body, and spirit into, well, I need a better job in order to feed my family, which is understandable because that's just the nature of living in this modern age. That being said, that continued this question as I started spending time with him more in the jungle and starting to apprentice through these traditions. The question is like, where are the limitations in the mind? And how do I personally overcome them? Now, some aspect of that is starting to actually heal ourselves. Now, in the healing process, we're looking at these limiting narratives. We're looking at these contractions in our lives, these traumas, these sustos, these demons, so to speak, that sit inside of our being, and we're understanding them. And it's only through understanding that we're actually able to heal something. If we don't fully understand it, we kind of remain in this unconscious state of repeating a narrative to some degree. So in the first chapter of my book, I talk about discovery. Now, discovery to me is everything. In the time in the jungle that I spend out there with the Shipibo, like, there were a lot of times I talk to the family and they say, hey, you're here to discover. You're here to uncover. You're here to reveal certain aspects of yourself. And this is an endless journey. This thing they kept repeating to me was, there is no limit. There are no ends. This world is infinite. And in these mindsets of seeing this infinitely vast horizon of possibilities, so much more was available to my mind, so much more was available to my spirit and my body because of that kind of narrative. So I want to put this message back onto you, my viewers. Where do you find narratives in your life that control you, that limit you from experiencing a much grander horizon of yourself? Just some questions. If you like my videos, please don't forget to subscribe, like, write a comment. Who knows? We're going into a monsoon here in Thailand. Not really. It's going to rain. But I hope to hear from you, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you.